we see through our reports that you are supporting the freedom of marriage.
Yes.
The same-sex getting
Yes.
married. And there is a lot of controversies on that, for and against.
Yes.
As a devout Catholic, Catholic principle is against having a same-sex marriage.
Yes.
So how do you balance these views?
Well, I think you have to separate church from government. And what one personally believes is different. But because we have so many different religions in the United States, we have freedom of worship in our country. And so if the Catholic Church says to people, or any other church says, you should not do this, good, you shouldn't do that if you're a member of that church. But yet government should not take the place of the church. And government should not be making moral, ethical decisions such as that. That should be, the churches should lay out the standards for their members, but yet the government should not substitute itself for the church. And that is a historical principle that has been recognized in our democracy since the very beginning of our country.
And your parents, Jack and Dorothy, how do you remember their contribution in your life?
My father unfortunately died 2 years ago. He was a music teacher.
Yeah.
My
And
mother.
you were also a musician, I think.
Yes.
You studied music.
Yes, I did. And
I
then-
think you are going to sing a song here.
No, I don't sing. I play the French horn.
Yeah.
I played in the orchestra.
Yeah.
My mother is still alive at 85 and very healthy. They provided tremendous support. I have one sister. They always told me one thing is most important for parents, and that is to make certain the children receive a good education, because no one can ever take that away from you, regardless of what the economy does, regardless of what happens in your life. That education, you always have it. And my father was a public or government school teacher and believed very strongly that everyone should have an opportunity to be able to go to a government or a public school and receive a first-rate education. And that's a principle that has been, again, very important in the history of my country, is that it doesn't matter where you come from or what your economic or your social status is. You can go to a government school and do anything with that education. Go to the best universities and get an education equivalent to that in the best private school.
And what about your children? You have 2 sons and 2 daughters.
Yes, I do. The 2 boys are 29 and 28 years old, and the girls are 23. Marie is 23 and Martha is 19. Jack is a doctor, my oldest boy, who's 28, and he's doing postgraduate education, what we call a residency, in emergency room medicine. And then Will is 27. He is a lawyer working for a state attorney general, working for state government. And then Marie, my 23-year-old, is pursuing a master's degree in occupational therapy to help people who've been injured reuse their bodies. And she'll work in a hospital when she finishes. And then my youngest girl, Martha, 19, she is a second-year student in a university.
But nobody in politics.
No, nobody is in politics today. The lawyer has an interest in politics. I think they all have an interest in
They all
politics.
support your green initiatives?
Yes, absolutely they do. They think it's very important for their generation. Mm-hmm. And I think almost everybody in their 20s and late teens in the United States is very concerned about the environment. It's almost universal. That's why the Republican Party needs to get in step, or they're going to lose all these young people.
Tomorrow you are meeting the mayor from Trivandrum. Yes. And the municipal chairpersons, and what do you expect from them?
Well, I understand that the mayor is brand new, just elected a few days ago.
He's a young mayor.
And he's a very young mayor, 34 years old.
Yeah.
And
Prashant.
Yes. Yeah. And I'm very excited to meet him and I want to hear about his plans, and I want to learn from what is going on in this city too. I always, I think travel is one of the most, first of all, it's a wonderful thing for bigotry, and it's fatal to bigotry. People need to travel and get out and see people from different places and learn to be friends. But we also can learn how people do things in other places and bring good ideas back. And so I see this trip to India as a tremendous opportunity to learn things that may benefit Carmel.
And you are a very seasoned politician in a way that you are happens to be the longest serving mayor in the city of Carmel, maybe in the Indiana state, maybe in the US. Are you not planning to contest as a senator or to the general elections in the US?
Oh, I'm the executive. I would be hesitant to go to the legislative branch. I like doing things, and mayors get to do things, and they get to make improvements. And so many times I think in Congress they debate things. They don't do. They have other people doing things. And I think my personality is better suited to being an executive, to being in the branch of government that actually goes out and takes a project and see it start to finish.
Because I was asking, there's a people like Al Gore.
Yes.
He was a person for green initiatives.
Yes.
So there is a big space for green people in United States politics.
I think there is. There are many people who have great concerns about it on both sides of the political aisle. Some Republicans, some Democrats. Senator Whitehorse in Rhode Island. Our former senator in Indiana, Republican, Richard Lugar, served for many years. He was very concerned about the environment. And I think it's important that we find ways to improve people's lives, but do so in a way and that means we need more energy and we need more power. But there's ways to do that without producing carbon. There's ways to use renewable fees. And I think people in both parties are struggling to find out how to do that best.
So, Mr. James Brainard, the mayor of City of Carmel, was having conversation with us. He was telling the experiences as 20 years mayor in the City of Carmel, and also his visit to India for the first time. So thank you, Mr. James Brainard, for having a very wonderful interview for the Straight Line Kaumudy TV. So thank you so much, Mr. James Brainard.
Thank you. It's wonderful to be with you.